Hi learners, it's glad to see you in Krishna's space. Today is the day 22 of our 300 days DSA series. So it's time for our today's problem. Let's understand it and build our approach. So today's problem is longest common prefix. Here we have given a function to find the longest common prefix string among us an array of strings. If there is no common prefix, we are going to return an empty string. Let's see the example of it. Here we have given a list with values flower, flow, flight, and the output is FL. In the second example, we have given a list with values dog, race car, car, and the output is empty string because there is no common prefix here. Now, if you are thinking what is prefix, so prefix is basically any word which is starting from any letter, we are going to say it is a prefix of it. Like flower is starting from FLO. So we can say FLO is a prefix of flower. And as it is ending with ER, so we can say ER is a suffix of flower. But when we are saying common prefix, so we are going to match it with many words. If they are going to start with the same characters, so we are going to say they have a common prefix. If they are not, then we can say they have no common prefix. So that's why you can see in example 1, all of the words are starting from FL. So it is returning FL as a common prefix. While in the second example, there is no common prefix here. So it is returning empty string. Now let's see how I solve this problem. The first thing that I have done in my code is to make an empty string. Why? Because I thought I'm quite lucky and I'm not going to get any common prefix. So that's why I need to return an empty string. So I make an empty string here. After that, I'm checking if there is any element in my list or not. If I will be quite lucky, then I'm going to return my empty string here. But let's suppose I'm not. So what we are going to do here? The first thing that I thought, why not to take a minimum string from my list? Because the longest common prefix we can get is the minimum string from my list. As you can see in example 1, here we have flower, flow, flight. So the longest common prefix I can get is flow. So let's suppose in place of flight I have flower. So that means my longest common prefix is going to be flow because the first value flower, flow and flowers, all three have the common prefix as flow. So that's why the first thing that I have done is to get the minimum string. Following that, I have run a loop from 0 to length of minimum string. So here the length of minimum string is 4. So I will go from 0 to 3. In the loop, the first thing I am doing is to check if my all values are starting with the characters of minimum string. If they are going to start with the characters of minimum string, then I am going to add them into the answer. If they are not, then I am going to come out from my loop. So that's why I have put break here. So in the last, I am going to return my answer. Now let's understand it more deeper by taking the example 1. As we know, our minimum string is flow. So my loop will going to start from 0 to 3. So in the loop, the first thing I'm going to check if the values of my list are going to start with the characters of minimum string. So as you can see here, I have brought min string bracket colon I plus 1. It is basically how we actually do slicing. I already told about the slicing, that slicing is the continuous characters we can get from the minimum string by deleting or not deleting some characters. So here as you can see in my min string we have a limit. So basically we can go from 0 to I plus 1. So in the first iteration my I will be 0. That means I can get only the 0th index value, which is F. I'm going to see if my values are starting with F or not. As you can see, all are starting from F. So now my answer will going to be F. In the second iteration, the characters of min string will be F and L. So now we are going to check if my values are starting from FL or not. So as we know that they are starting from FL. So in the next iteration, my value of min string will be FLO. So now let's see if my values are starting from FLO or not. So as you can see, the first element flower is starting from FLO. Second element is also starting from FLO. But when third element comes, it is not starting. It is starting from FLI. So here my statement get false. So now I will go go into else block, and in else block we have wrote break. That means we are going to come out from a loop, and in the last we have to return answer. In our answer we have FL, so we are going to return FL here. As you can see in the example, the output is also FL. So that's how I actually solve this problem. There are a lot of solution of it, but I quite like this logic, so that's why I use this one. But if you guys have any other solution of it, write it on comment. And thank you so much for watching this video and staying with me.